direct intercourse with Putin revealed to the audience the country's main loser. He has nothing to do with it when asked about failures and miscalculations. He himself started the war, but the Ministry of Defense is responsible for this. He personally struck a blow to the economy, but the government bears responsibility, and so on all counts. He ignored particularly unpleasant questions, and lied in response to the rest. Only Kartopolov received sincere pleasure from the well-oiled propaganda nonsense. And then, most likely, he also lied in order to lick the Kremlin maher. All that Putin has today are missiles and two-legged meat, which cannot even be used to blackmail this world. The West has already realized that the population of Russia are not hostages, but active accomplices of Putin's crimes. Even those who record tearful appeals about distressed Mobbik killers. How the notorious Palestinians are not victims, but ignorant Hamas sympathizers. And there is no point in identifying who mutated into whom, a victim into a maniac or vice versa. There is a war going on, started by Russia, and on Thursday its leader promised not to stop until all goals are achieved. He does not specify which ones exactly, because only he should know the final plan. And the truth is very simple. As long as nothing physically threatens him, he finds this world tolerable. As soon as he feels mortal danger for himself and his power, he will sweep away this universe to hell. Because he has nuclear weapons, inherited from the Red Barbarians. And because, why do we need a planet if there is no Russia on it, and Putin himself as its eternal ruler? Putin enters his fifth term surrounded by enemies. Almost everyone already wants his death. Ukraine, which is understandable, the USA, which is also understandable, and now Israel and Germany. Berlin generally made shocking discoveries about the treachery of Moscow, which, through the Reichsbürger conspirators, was preparing a coup d'état and planning the murder of Chancellor Scholz. Now that 27 conspirators have been charged, the SPD leadership, led by Scholz, made strong statements at the party congress, repenting of their previous mistakes and delusions. And on Thursday, during the EU summit, Scholz harshly advised the pro-Putin Orban to go for coffee, after which everyone who remained voted to invite Ukraine and Moldova to negotiations on joining the European Union. The reversal is obvious. Europe and the United West have finally realized who they are dealing with, and that Putin will not be satisfied with Ukraine alone. Moreover, it will not crawl away even in the event of impending defeat. This fascist cave will have to be destroyed so that it capitulates and the Bolshevik Gulag system ceases to exist. After all, the USSR has not gone away, and the current Russian Federation, as it turned out, is the same USSR today. Degraded, but retaining the main option of the evil empire, aggression multiplied by treachery. Europe is getting used to the idea that a clash with Russia is inevitable. In this paradigm, Ukraine should be given everything it asks for, because it has already made the main choice. It abandoned the Soviet discourse in favor of joining the EU. Corruption is a Soviet leprosy that cannot be cured during the war. To do this, there must be peaceful conditions with elements of the dictatorship of the law, which are impossible in a warring country. It is Ukraine that is on the front line today. So it's time to forget about cleanliness and the white gloves of integrity, and provide it with everything it needs, at least so that it lasts as long as possible until NATO prepares for the inevitable attack by the criminal horde of cannibals. The new Prime Minister of Poland, Donald Tusk, has already stated that he does not accept fatigue from Ukraine. And, no matter how Wilders and Fico frown, for them Putin is a terrible dictator, and the Russian bear is a threat that could break into their homes tomorrow. Finland will sign a defense cooperation agreement with the United States on December 18, deploying American troops along the border with Russia. To prepare for a conflict with the Russian Federation, the U.S. military will be given unhindered access to 15 facilities and areas where they can store military equipment and ammunition. Estonia announced a new package of military aid for Ukraine worth €80 million. It will include anti-tank missiles, boats, vehicles, machine guns, ammunition and diving equipment. By the way, The U.S. Senate postponed the Christmas holiday and will vote on providing funding for military assistance to Ukraine for 2024. Voting will take place next week. Republican Party spokesman John Thune reported progress in aid negotiations. Because, if you want peace, prepare for war. However, not even that. Peace with Putin is impossible. And the entire zone of the Russian Federation is collective Putin. And it must be destroyed for the sake of the survival of humanity.